First thing that you see is this home page. And on your home page, it goes down pretty far if you scroll all the way down. There's a lot of information on this website. So that's why we like to call it our information hub. Just about everything you need to find out is on this page. But I'm going to show you how to navigate it a little bit so you're not overwhelmed. Up until now, most of you have been using the New Students tab, but you will no longer be using this tab once you've completed SOAR and have gone through the check-in process and have turned in everything. You will no longer be using this tab. From this point forward, you'll be using the Students tab. So just make a note of that you're not using this one anymore. You're moving on to this one. But on the home page, let me go through and just point out some key things. On the bottom left side of the screen, you have the quick links. This is a useful area to find all the external links or the external sites for Palm Beach Atlantic. So first one that will be very useful for you as incoming students is Canvas. Canvas is our learning management system. It's where if you're registered for a class, you are automatically registered for Canvas. And Canvas is where your professors will post your grades, they'll post assignments. Some of them will require that you do some sort of interaction in Canvas. There might be some videos or something that you need to watch. Some of you have already used Canvas to take your chemistry placement diagnostic. So this link right here will lead you directly to Canvas. When you click on it, you'll log in with the same login information that you use to get into MyPBA. The other website is pba.edu. This is our external website. It is not our internal. Internal is for PBA students only, which is MyPBA. External is just anybody. You can have your PBA email forwarded to your phone or your private computer or your private email. I have mine forwarded to my smartphone, and I have set times that I will check it and set times that I will not. So you can do that as well if you don't want to be inundated with information all the time, but it is still your responsibility to check that. Faculty and staff email, if you want to reach faculty and staff, there's a link right there. eCollege is there, but just so you know, we're phasing out eCollege. It was our old learning system. We're no longer using it by the end of this year. The library, vast resources for the library. You want to become familiar with that. You'll have the opportunity to do some of that in FYE. The campus bookstore, the university catalog, which I'll talk about more later on as I go through some of your classes. And password reset. Just so you know, the PBA password does expire every 45 to 90 days or so. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that. But it does expire and you have to reset it. So this is a quick way to be able to reset it. So these quick links are just useful links for external information outside of MyPBA. So MyPBA is your internal information hub as a student. These links will lead you to external information as well. Let's scroll back up to the top. And over here, we have I'm going to talk about some of the calendars, excuse me. First one is your academic calendar. I want you to be sure to look at this academic calendar. This tells you when classes are in session, when the school is actually closed for holidays. Just because there is a holiday doesn't mean that the school is closed for one. Just you want to be sure to check that academic calendar and know when we are in session, when we aren't in session, when final exams are scheduled. Like, so there's finals week and midterms week, when are those scheduled and when they're not. When summer break is, when winter break is, all of that information is your academic calendar. So before you plan your trip home or before you plan to have people come over for an extended weekend or whatever, you want to be sure to check that and make sure that it lines up with what plans you might be setting for yourself. The other link is the student finances. This is a great link for you to get information for financial aid and student accounts, to check on your refunds if you have any coming in, financial aid homepage. If you want to transfer money to your PBA card, I'll talk more about the PBA card a little bit later on. But if you want to transfer money on that, or if you want to check the balance of your PBA card, all that link information is right there. The final exam schedule is another useful calendar. Now, just so you know, you might have a class that meets Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 10, but your exam is scheduled, your final exam is scheduled for Wednesday at 9. So you want to check the final exam schedule for when your actual exams will be scheduled before you plan to leave for the end of the semester or what have you. So those 3 links are useful for you, and definitely want you to check those out from the home page. So I'm going to go back to the main home page right here. And so this employee directory link is this section over here. Now in this section, this is useful, and you want to use this if you need to find anybody on campus. All faculty, all staff that you are looking for, you can search for them right here in this employee directory link. Now, I noticed that some of you have Kathy are transfers, so you've been communicating with Kathy Stauffer, and you're like, okay, her name's Kathy, but I'm not sure how to spell Stauffer. So you can just type in Kathy, and then you hit search, and it will populate all of the Kathys we have on campus. So you've got Kathy Keno, Kathy Majner, Kathy Maxwell, and there she is at the bottom, Kathy Stauffer. And so now you have her email, you have her phone number, this is where her office is, her title, all that information is right there. And it works the other way too. You're like, well, she said her name was Danmar Pierre. I have no idea how to spell Danmar, but I think I can spell Pierre. So you want to search me, you can do that too. So you don't have to know the full name, you just search partial names, and there I am. So this is very useful, and it's not just for searching staff, it's for searching faculty or other employees as well. So I know we have a number of questions that are coming in, and Katie is addressing them as we're going through. So we're good. I'm going to now move on to the Students tab. Up until now, you have been using the New Students tab. So most of you have been on this tab right here. This is where you've done your deposits. This is where you registered for SOAR. You'll pay your student accounts bill. This is where you'll check in, and etc. So all that information to get into PBA has been in this tab. Well, now you are no longer new students, although you are incoming freshmen. You are now considered students. So PBA, my PBA, whereas all this information is pretty general information for the population, the Students tab is where you'll find most of your own personal academic information. And the Students tab is where I'm going to spend the bulk of my time going over today, but I will go through some of the other ones, such as the Departments tab later on, when we start bringing in our panelist. So the New Students tab, you can see right here, one of the first things you can do is, who is my advisor? I'm going to click on that. I do want to let you know that you might not see who your advisor is right now. The registrar's office hasn't assigned them yet, but this is how you would see who your advisor is, okay, when that information does get populated. And I'm going to go through this page as well. So this student, you will see your name, where you're from, your email address, etc., credits that you've earned so far. So it's interesting, this student has already earned 3 credits, even though they're just coming in. I'll talk about that in a minute. Their current GPA. Your major is listed over here too. So if you're double majoring, you would see major 1 and major 2. This particular student is majoring in psychology and minoring in business. So your major and your minor, if you're double minoring, you would see minor 1 and minor 2. And then your advisors would be listed here. What most of you will see Undergraduate students or incoming freshmen, you will see my name, or you might also see Comfort Olubuyi's name, especially those of you who are in the Bridges Scholar Program. Those of you in the honors program might see Dr. San Antoine's name as the chair of this honors program. Most of you will see my name or Kathy's. Now, we are your safety net until your advisors have been assigned. And even beyond that, you're always welcome to come to our office for any assistance. But once your faculty advisor is assigned, that's the person that you will see for registration and scheduling of courses. But right now, what you'll see is my name. So I'm pointing this out just to let you know that this is where you'd find this information. Now, let's talk about some of the courses in your degree plan. You will go extensively through your degree plan in FYE. You'll actually create a pretty big assignment where you'll have to do your 4-year degrees, what you intend to do to accomplish in your 4 years at PBA. And we do that because we want you to be prepared. We want you to see what it's going to require, what it's going to take to become a medicinal biological chemist or a dance major and a business minor. We want you to see what your 4 years would look like with all those courses. So we make you take complete this assignment rather, to do a degree plan. But your degree plan will consist of a number of what we call buckets. The first one is the general education requirements. So some of you will see you have English Composition 1, or you might have art appreciation, or music appreciation, or theater appreciation, or you'll see lifetime fitness and FYE and public speaking, and you're like, I want to work in a chemistry lab. I don't ever want to speak publicly. Why am I forced to take this class? Or why am I in humanities? I don't care about history. So we do. And we want you to be a well-rounded individual. We want you to be well-educated and to be able to carry on educated conversations. We want you to know about your history and about the history of mankind. We want you to know about the Bible, so we make you take Exploring the Bible. We want you to know a little bit of math, even if math is not your thing and you want to be an author. We still make you take at least one math course because we want you to understand all of these things at a college level. And so those are your general education requirements. And I'll talk about some of those courses when I go through the schedule. The next bucket is your major requirements. So this psychology major, so your general education requirements has 43 credits. It will change depending on what your major is. Some majors allow you to double dip and some have extra requirements. So it would depend on what you're majoring in. Psychology, 41 credits are required for that. And those will be all of your psych courses as well as your psych electives. And then this minor, that 27 credits are required to be able to minor in business. And when you total that up, you'll have 120 credits. Okay, which is the number of credits required to graduate from PBA. So this psychology major needs a minor because with the general education requirements plus the psychology, this student would only have 84 credits. So that wouldn't be enough to graduate. So that's why they need a minor, and this minor will give them 121, which is fine, and they'll be able to graduate. Okay, so those of you that are going through your schedule and thinking about why am I in these certain courses, that's a general explanation of why, but again, we go through that in detail in FYE. So now I'm going to go back to the Students tab over here. I'm just going to click on this link. So we went through how to find your advisor. We already talked about how to find faculty and staff in the directory. I'm going to click on this My Advising worksheet right here. And then when you scroll down, I want. Oh, no, sorry. I'm going to go back. That's not what I wanted. I want, there we go, unofficial transcript. It's a lot of information on this site. So I'm going to click on the unofficial transcript because I mentioned that our student for some reason has 3 credits. So if you click on that unofficial transcript, I know a number of you are transfers, and some of you, even though you're not transfers, you're freshmen with hours. So our student is a freshman with hours, meaning that you maybe did a dual enroll course somewhere, or you took an AP or CLEP exam, and so you're bringing in a certain number of courses. This unofficial transcript link, so I can go back if you missed how I got to that. So this students tab up here, you click on that link, and when you scroll down towards the middle of the screen on the right-hand side, view unofficial transcript. You just click on that link and it will show you that unofficial transcript. And what you should see are the courses that, you'll see the courses that you're taking and the courses that you brought in. So at the top, this student has brought in 3 credit hours already. These are the courses that this current student is taking, and the WIP means work in progress. So you don't have a grade for those courses yet. Those are the courses that you're registered for the fall. But if you scroll down to the bottom, these are the courses that this student transferred in. So they transferred them in, or they took them or dual enrolled or whatever it might be in the spring semester, and they got credit for Intro to Business, and they got an A for that. So those of you that are transferring or took some courses or something, and you should be able to see that information there. If you do not, you can contact your admissions counselor to make sure that we did receive your courses or your coursework. And your admissions counselor can get you in contact with the registrars beyond that point, okay? But this is where you would find that information. I'm going to go back to the Students tab. And now I'm going to go through the schedule. So if you scroll down on the right-hand side of the screen, you should see your schedule. I'm going to open this up so we can see it bigger. Scroll over a little bit. All right, so let's talk about this schedule. This is your fall semester schedule. Well, not yours. This is this student's fall semester schedule. Your schedule would look slightly different. How are we on questions? Are we good? Do I need to pause for anything? No? Okay, perfect. So let's, first things on your schedule are the course codes. If you click on this link, what it will bring you is to more information about this course. So it tells you when the course is being taught. It's an undergraduate course. It's a 3-credit course. It's in the Department of Communication. It even tells you that there's 0 out of 22 seats. So this course is full. When it meets, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 9 to 9:50. When it starts, when it ends, where it's going to meet, who the professor is right up here. So if you guys can see that I'm highlighting this right now. So that's who the professor is, Beth Hallquist. If you want to email this professor, you can just click on this link and send them an email directly. And then it gives you a course description. So you'll see what this course is about. It tells you when the course is available. It's available in the fall and the spring. You have a link right here that will take you directly to the bookstore if you want to order the books for this course. Okay, so you click on the links, you have tons of information about the course. I'm going to go back. So this course, communication, is housed in the School of Communication. Okay, Chapel, I'm going to skip over and talk about in a minute. CSC, this course is a computer science course. ENG's English, FYE, first year experience, math, psychology, and workshop I'll talk about in a minute as well. So the first 3 letters tells you where the course is housed, or which program or department. The next set of numbers are the course code. So 1113, 1113, 1001, 2000, 2133, etc. The first number in this code tells you the course level. Most of you are in 1000 level or 2000 level courses. Some of you might be in some 3000 level courses because you've transferred in enough credits, or for whatever reason you might be in a 3000 level course, but most of you are in 1000, 2000 level courses. Those are considered your lower level courses. And then 3000, 4000 are considered your upper level courses. So that's that first number. Now, and you'll see with our sample student, there's a course that has 0 level. This is a pre-college course. So some of you might see that on your schedule. And for this particular student, he or she didn't do too well in the math SAT or ACT, and their high school math history wasn't that strong, so maybe they earned a number of C's in math, and math is not their strong suit. And so what we've determined is that this student needs some help before they can take a college level course, a college level math. So for business or psychology, college algebra is required. So this student, rather than placing them in college algebra and then they fail or they struggle with it and then it ends up on their transcript and lowers their GPA, we're putting them in pre-algebra where they'll get the assistance that they need to bring them up to speed so that they can take college algebra next semester. So while this course is counting towards the total number of credits this student is taking, it is not counting towards the total number of credits needed to graduate because it is not a college level course. So the student needs 120 credits to graduate. This does not count towards that because it's not a college level course. So those of you in those courses, just be mindful of that. It is there to help you succeed, but it does not count as a college level course, okay? So those are the levels of the courses in the beginning. And then the last number in that 4-number series are the number of credits that course is. So this is a 1000 level course rather, and it's 3 credits. This is a 2000 level course and it's 3 credits. This is a 1000 level course and it's 1 credit. Okay, so that number tells you how many credits it is. And then the last 2 numbers are the sections. The sections determine the day, the time, and the professor who is teaching the course. Okay, so that's just the course codes in brief. The next thing that I'll go over is the faculty. So over here you'll see, oh, before I do that, let me move back because some of you won't see numbers like this one, FYE 1001 EX4. This is the exploratory section of FYE and it's the 4th of it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of exploratories in FYE, okay? And some of you might see OL, which is an online section. So you want to look at that and think, okay, do I really want to take an online course? Am I going to be good at it? Or how much of it is online? Do we have to meet? So those are things that you want to contact your faculty about and find out more information about that course. So some of you might see OL, that's an online course. And your faculty right here, there's a faculty name, but remember I also showed you how to be able to contact your faculty directly. So if you click on the course link and you just click on this email button right here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me highlight it. So the instructor's right here and there's the email right next to it. You just click on that and you will be able to email your faculty person directly. So if you want to have questions, and be sure to read the course description before you ask questions. Okay, so that's your faculty person that's teaching the course, and then this is the day and time that the course is meeting. So MWF is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 9:50. That means that this course meets on Mondays from 9 to 9:50, Wednesdays 9 to 9:50, and Fridays 9 to 9:50. This course only meets Mondays 11 to 11:50. This one, Be careful though, the TR is Tuesday, Thursday, so it's meeting twice. I've had some students in certain semesters only come one of those days, not realizing that the TR was Tuesday, Thursday, so they just came on Thursdays thinking TR was Thursdays. But so this course is meeting twice for about an hour and 15 minutes each time, okay? So just be mindful of that. And this course is meeting only on Wednesdays, 1 to 1:50, etc. All right, and then over here is the building that your course is going to be meeting in. You'll have plenty of time to go through that and learn more about that in during Welcome Week, as well as the course, the building, the room number, sorry, the room numbers that your course will be meeting in. Okay. Are we good on questions? All right. So I mentioned chapel and worship, and you're like, what is that? Okay. Obviously we are a Christian university and we require our students to attend chapel. You are required to complete 24 chapel credits in a year. If you split that up, that's 12 in the fall semester, 12 in the spring semester, and you'll be set. You have plenty of opportunities to complete all of those 24. We have some weeks where we have Christabel or women's night of worship or men's night of worship, or special speakers are coming in. So we give you lots and lots of opportunities to earn your 24 credit for chapel, which means that if you don't meet those requirements, you would have considered as having failed. So you can either pass or fail chapel. It's not an actual class, you just attend chapel. You either pass or fail it. The grade remains on your transcript, and you will be fined if you don't meet your requirements. So I highly recommend you make a buddy, get a friend, and just set a time. Okay, we're gonna go to chapel every Monday at 11, and we're just gonna go together, and then maybe we'll have lunch afterwards or whatever. We'll talk about the sermon and the message, and just make it a thing and get it done. You could complete all of your chapel requirements within the first few weeks of the semester if you really wanted to. If you wanted to go every single day for the first few weeks of the semester, you could do that. I don't really recommend it, but if that's your thing and you want to get it done and over with, you can. What I strongly do not recommend is waiting until the end of the semester to meet those requirements, because you won't be able to. Reason being, a lot of people unfortunately wait until the end of the semester, even though they're warned not to. And the line to get into chapel, seriously, is around the corner, down the street and around the corner. I kid you not, I do not exaggerate. And chapel only seats about 300 plus, 360 or so people. And we've got several thousand of you on campus. So you're not all gonna fit. And we do close the door, so you don't make it in. And so there goes your chapel opportunity for that day. And there are less and less opportunities as the semester winds down. So you really want to take as many opportunities as possible ahead of time and just get it done and over with. So that's chapel. Worship is our other requirement that you'll see on your schedule. One more thing I'll say about chapel, you'll note that you are scheduled for a day and a time. You do not have to attend on that day. You can attend any other day that you prefer. We just want to make sure that it is on your schedule and that you do go. Just so you know, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are more contemporary chapel opportunities. So we have students that lead worship on those days, and the song and the services are for more contemporary audiences. And then on Thursdays, it's more of a traditional service, and it's typically led by one of the deans or a staff person. So it's more liturgical in style. So if that's what you would prefer, that you do have that option for Thursdays. And then Fridays are special chapels. So Fridays are typically reserved for athletes. So athletes have special chapels. Our Newman's Club for our Catholic population has special chapels on Fridays, or some other events that might be going on. So if I were you, I wouldn't count on a Friday unless you're part of one of those groups. Then you'd have that opportunity. Okay. Okay. So moving on to workship. Workship is the other requirement on your schedule, and you are required to complete 45 workship hours by the end of the year. So 24 chapel, 45 workship. And workship is a little bit different. Our president likes to say, since we're the biggest neighbor, we need to be the best neighbor. And we use that opportunity to bless our community through service. So all of our students are required to complete a certain number of service hours by helping nonprofits in the community. Palm Beach Atlantic University has hundreds of partners that we assist through service hours. We have the Palm Beach Zoo, we have Good Sam Hospital, Urban Youth Impact, Rosemary Village, the Parker District, so many different places and opportunities to serve. And we welcome you to do that. Many of you have or will soon be receiving in the mail a letter from Kate Magro, our worship director, with a list of opportunities that would align or fit with your intended major. Because we're thinking, well, you know, if you have to do these 45 hours, use it for an opportunity for vocational discernment. Okay, so you might like being at the zoo because it's fun, but if you want to be a nurse, then maybe you should be doing your workship hours at a hospital and not at the Palm Beach Zoo because it's easy and quick and it's close. Yes, it is easy and quick and it's close and they always need help and you can always serve there. But if you don't spend any of that time learning about the hospitals and making connections and learning what it's like to be in an emergency room and learning what it's like to sit bedside somebody sick, then you're not really doing yourself a service. And so we want you to use it to do yourself a service. So use it for vocational discernment while earning the credit hours needed. The same thing with chapel. If you don't meet your workship requirements, it's either pass or fail. You will fail it, and it will show up on your transcript as a failed workship, and you will be fined for not having met it. Some of you who have used your summer to serve, maybe you went on a mission trip with your church, or maybe you volunteered at a camp, or etc. You can use those hours towards your 45 for this year. So say, for example, you did 120 hours or something over the summer. You can use 45 to count for your entire year, which means that you're set for this year. However, it starts over next year. So they don't count for next year. They just count for this year. And you have to start over next year. You would have to have a supervisor, an approved supervisor, not a family member, sign off on those hours for you. And this is a great time for me to segue into our departments tab. And I just one of the links I want to show you on the departments tab is our workship. So there's a workship link right there. You have all of the information about workship. We just did 3 million hours in 2016. That was a year ago already. So you can find all the information about workship here, workship requirements, how to contact the workship office, forms. So this is where you would find that form. You would print it off, fill it out, have your supervisor sign it and fill it out, and you can either send it back to us or you can bring it with you during welcome week or sometime when you come back for the semester or come for the semester. But this is where calendar, upcoming workship projects. You can view your own workship hours to see how many you have. And if you're like, okay, I did this many and you checked and like, wait, I didn't get all those hours, then you want to contact the office and find out what's going on. But all that information is available to you right here in the departments tab. So that's the other link I wanted to mention. So departments tab has all of the departments for campus. Anything you might need, media services, you want to have an event and you maybe want to contact media services about borrowing a mic or something. online learning. You have an online class and you have some questions. Um, residence life, you want to talk to one of the RDs, or you want to see what's happening in residence life, or what events are going on. Career development, campus store, all of that information is right here in the departments tab. And like I said, the workshop, you find more information about that as well. I know some of you already did workshop hours over the summer and you're interested in how to get credit for that. This is where you get that information. You click on forms and workshop log, 2017-2018 workshop log. You'll also find the nonprofits in downtown West Palm Beach. So if you haven't done any hours, you're like, well, I haven't done any and I don't even know how to or anything. So this gives you the our nonprofits that are local, walking distance to you, or you can jump on our free trolley and get to those places. And also, our faculty and our staff are passionate about different groups and different projects and love having students come alongside them. So it gives you some of that information as well. Okay, so that's the departments tab, the students tab I went over. How am I on time?
We have about 5 minutes left.
Okay, great. The one more thing I wanted to mention is the university catalog. Okay, so let me close some of my, I've opened so many links, guys. Okay, so I don't know if you saw how I did that. I went to the quick links page, which is always present wherever you are in my PBA, and I clicked on University Catalog. And this will lead you to our online catalog. So this is the undergraduate day catalog for 2017-2018, which is what you guys are. And from here, lots of information also. But what I want to talk mainly about are the degrees. And I'm just going to pick, where's our student? Our student was majoring in psychology. Psychology right here. So I'm going to click on psychology. And now this student gets to see, okay, I'm majoring in psychology because I've always thought I wanted to be a psychologist, and my friends always tell me that I'm such a great listener, and so that's what I'm going to pick for my major. Well, now that you're actually enrolled for that program, this is a great resource to see, okay, do I want to spend my next 4 years doing this? And from here, you can click on all of these different courses and see, okay, these are the courses that are going to be required for me to take. For my general education, I need 41 credits because general psychology is going to meet some of those credits, which is, so I might have mentioned that some schools allow you to double dip. Psychology is one of those where you can double dip. So while most schools need 43 credits, because psychology allows you to double dip, you only need 41. You can take general psychology and it will count towards your major requirement, but it will also count towards one of your general education requirements. Okay, so those are your general education requirements. But psychology is in the School of Arts and Sciences. So on the other end, it's not super helpful maybe. And every program in the School of Arts and Sciences is required to take 2 sciences and 2 labs. So not just bio, but you need to take a bio and something else, another science. It doesn't matter to them which ones, but you need to take 2 different kinds of sciences, a natural science and a life science or some sort. So you have that information right there. So you can think through that and you're like, okay, fine, I can do those. That's no biggie, right? Now you look at your psych courses. You have 29 credits required, right, for your psych courses. There's general psychology, which again counts towards your general education, lifespan development. And you're like, okay, well, what is that about? I know what general psychology is about. What's lifespan about? And it tells you a little bit about the course, and it tells you when it's offered. You can view some textbook information if it's posted. So you can see just some information about that. I highly recommend, while you have some time, to go through and look at all of these. For example, abnormal psych, fall and spring. These are the prerequisites, the courses you need to complete before you can take this class, a little bit about what it's about. And if you're like, okay, I am so stoked about taking these classes, then yeah, you've made a good choice, and this might be the right fit for you. But if you're looking at it and you're thinking, I don't want to take any of these, I'm zero interested in any of these courses, this doesn't sound at all interesting to me, then you might want to visit our office. It's okay, you're fine right now, you can stay where you are, but at some point in your first semester, you can just stop over and see us and talk about what's confusing to you. We have plenty of resources. The Career Development Center is amazing in helping students kind of figure out who you are and where you fit in God's economy. And we can help you make these decisions in a good and discerning way. But this is a good place to start. These are your electives that you would need to take. You only need to take 12 credits. So these are your electives. And then obviously you need a minor, which I talked about already. Okay, so I have talked a lot, and I'm going to give my voice a break. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to see some of things that are to look forward to. So some of you are going to be coming for Welcome Week. We are excited for you to come to Welcome Week, and we have a quick recap video for that. I'm going to play that while our panelists log in and we all get settled to answer some of your questions. I know we've got plenty of questions for the panelists, so that's amazing. And then I'll come back after we do some of our recap videos. So I have a video for Welcome Week, and then I've got a quick video for Selfish Cup, which happens in the spring. So we want you to be at the edge of your seats for what's happening in the spring as well. And then we'll have our panelists come on and we'll tend to your questions.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
As you can see, I'm proudly representing Sammy G in Sailfish Cup this year.
Sailfish Cup is my favorite time of year. I love it. This clipboard, it's full of secrets.
It means a week of no sleep.
Ooh, hi. Oh man, so Sadie's was so great this year.
Sailfish Cup video. Sailfish Cup. January Sailfish Cup.
Oh, right. Sailfish Cup. Man.
Sports and
Yeah, so I think this is the best thing for the RDs because it brings us together. We're unified in like thoughts and action. We look out for one another. We're always coming together and cheering one another on. We're encouraging one another. High fives to the max.
Though my energy and attention are spread across 3 different residence halls, we still are united by a common enemy, Ocean View Hall.
We've got Chuck E. Cheese booked for the celebration party, so no doubts at all.
You know, if you're not sportsy, there's something for everyone. There's Uno and Jenga and SOAR drills for our Bible-loving students, which is all of us. And
I've been spending quite a bit of time honing up my skills to get ready for Bible drill. I happen to have the fastest fingers from the Midwest.
If you think Juilliard is hard, just wait till you see a Southside dance audition.
But no, I will not be dancing. That's not my thing. I will lead stretches. I will lead the calisthenics, but then when it comes to dancing, that will be in other people's hands.
I specifically came back to work at PBA so I could win Sailfish Cup again, and I will not leave until that happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for people to keep up with me. We are prepared to win.
Since its founding, Palm Beach Atlantic University has been noted locally and globally for our workship program, where we blend work and worship that changes the heart of a student and improves the quality of life in the community.
The Workship program is a distinctive community service program that responds to human needs with Christ-like action in the community and the world.
In January 2016, Palm Beach Atlantic University smashed through the 3 millionth hour of community service. Our students don't sit on the sidelines. They are involved daily, weekly, and monthly in over 200 nonprofit agencies. They are improving the community through their hard work, tireless efforts, and prayerful acts of service.
Through community service, students can discern their vocation and develop a lifelong habit of servant leadership.
the way that I got into the psychiatric unit to begin with is I was in the office one day. They were able to hook me up with a place called New Horizons of the Treasure Coast, and I started volunteering there, which turned into an internship, and now I just know that's what I want to do.
Here at PBA, it is an annual tradition for the campus to shut down to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Students participated in multiple service projects, from picking peppers to provide to local food pantries to cleaning up city parks.
If we're going to be the biggest neighbor, we better be the best neighbor. And the way we have found to be the best neighbor is to be
Okay, so welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that little break and are excited about Welcome Week, as well as Selfish Cup in the spring and just diving into workship. We have our panelists logged in. And we realize that we are having some difficulty with our Q&A feature. We're going to try to get that fixed in the background, but in the meantime, we're going to get started just using the chat feature. Katie has been collecting a number of your questions, and so we're going to do that. But in the meantime, we will try to see if we can figure out what's happening and see if we can reactivate our Q&A feature. But all of our panelists are here, and we're ready to help and assist. So let's see. Katie's going to take it away with our first question.
All right, thank you, Danny. As we ask questions, the panelists are going to introduce themselves so you know what department they represent. But we have 30 minutes for this Q&A session, so please keep typing in your questions and we will try to get to them all. So our first question is going to be for campus safety. The question is, what is commuter student parking like? Would you recommend covered parking or surface parking?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wayne Buchanan. I'm the Director of Campus Safety and Security. It's really up to you whether you get a surface permit or one for the garage. Commuter parking, if you park in the garage, that's going to be, if you get a garage permit, that is going to be the only place on campus you can park. If you get a commuter decal, that will be the one place you cannot park, but there are several different surface lots scattered throughout the campus where you will be able to. There are some that are designated for commuters only, some that are designated for commuters and employees. And when you get your permit, you will get a map and instructions as to where to park, but it's really up to you. Garage permits are $300 for the year, and the commuter and the residential surface lot permits are $55 for the year.
Awesome, thank you, Wayne. That's great information. Our next question is for health and wellness. How do I send in my health waiver forms?
Hi, my name is Tina Wright, and I'm the coordinator at Health and Wellness. And there's two things that are required by our department. And one is the health insurance waiver, and that is done online. And you can find that link on your MyPBA under the New Students tab, and then just click on the Health and Wellness step. And then also you have health and wellness forms. So some people get these confused because there's two separate things. There's the waiver and then the forms. And then there's 4 forms that new students are required to turn in. And those can also be found on that link. And you can just download the packet, and you can call us if you have any questions on those forms.
Great, thank you, Tina. Danny, we have a really interesting question about chapel. A student is asking if I can bring a guest who is not a PBA student to chapel with me.
Yes, yeah, you're more than welcome to bring your guest. I didn't mention this, but you do swipe in and swipe out at chapel. Obviously, your guest doesn't have to do that, but you're more than welcome to bring your friends or your guests to attend chapel.
Great, thank you, Danny. Our next question is a residence life question regarding the gym. So Natalie, maybe you can answer this. Is there an on-campus gym that allows access to all students for 24 hours a day? Or how does the gym work on campus?
I'm Natalie Johnson. I'm the Assistant Director of Residence Life. And yes, there is a gym on campus. It is in our green complex, kitty corner from the library if you've been to campus. And the gym is accessible to all students. You just use your PBA ID to sign in, and we offer classes as well as a weight room, a track, and other things to use. There are set hours. It's not 24-hour access. So, and those hours vary, but you can certainly look under the department's page at My PBA and find the gym hours.
Awesome, thank you, Natalie. We have another question for campus safety. What is the situation with bike parking? Where can students put their bikes?
We have special bike parking places all over the campus. They are at front of each of the dorms, in front of some of the academic buildings. I do recommend, if you're going to bring a bike, that you get a U-bolt type lock. Those are available at the campus store for minimal cost. I'm not sure exactly what that is. We also have a Sky Bike program. So if you like to ride a bike, but you don't want to bring yours, you can actually rent them on the campus through a program that the city offers, and you can drop them off anywhere in the city of West Palm Beach that has one of these Sky Bike programs. If you rent a Sky Bike downtown West Palm, you can even drop it off on the campus as well.
Great, thank you, Wayne. Yeah, Sky Bikes are a great addition to our campus. A lot of students use them. They're a lot of fun. Our next question is for financial aid. how do I participate in work-study programs?
Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan. I'm one of the financial aid counselors here at PBA. We do participate in the federal work study program where you are able to have a job on campus and also participate in your classes. The supervisors and the departments that do offer these positions are very flexible with your school schedule, especially during exam week. So it's a great program to be a part of if you're looking to work on campus. The way you can check is if you go on to My PBA and go to the financial aid page, you'll see there's a link for work study eligibility, and it'll show you what your eligibility is. If for some reason it says not eligible or contact financial aid for more information, go ahead and send us an email or give us a call. We can go over that with you. On the financial aid page, there is a PowerPoint presentation that we've put together for students that are interested in work study. So definitely encourage you to check that out. It'll go over the whole program, how you're paid, what your rate of pay may be, and how to apply. There is a PBA job link that you'll click on to fill out applications for jobs that are posted on campus. And from there, we can get your paperwork started.
Great, thank you, Ryan. That's really helpful information. Danny, we have a great question regarding PBA cards, especially for students who have not come to campus for SOAR. How will they receive their PBA card, and what do you use the PBA card for?
Sure. So those of you who have not attended SOAR, you will receive your PBA card from the One Card office, the PBA card office. While you're here at Welcome Week, you'll be able to take your ID picture and obtain your card. Just so you know, though, you do need a government-issued ID in order to be able to take your picture and receive your card. It will not be issued without that. So either a license or a passport, some sort of a government-issued identification is required so that you can take that picture. And you use your PBA card to gain access to everything on campus. It's basically your all-access card. I mentioned before you need it to check in and out of chapel. You need it to check into the dining hall, the recreation centers, the gym, or some of the courses. We loan equipment to students for water sports or etc. So you need it for that. If you want to rent a kayak for the weekend or you want to just go hammocking with some of your friends, you need your PBA ID card to be able to get that equipment out. And not only on campus though, but you would use it off campus. We have a number of venues and facilities around West Palm Beach that will give you a discount for your PBA card. So the movie theaters, for example, or the Kravitz Center, you'll get discounts for that. Not just West Palm Beach, even as far as Jupiter, you'll get discounts for that. So yeah, you definitely want it. You want to hold on to it. There is a fee if you lose it. It's just nominal. I believe it's $5 or $10 or something, but you do want it and you want to hold on to it.
Great, thank you, Danny. That's really helpful. Our next question is for Residence Life. What kind of furniture is provided in the dorm rooms? How much furniture should I be bringing with me?
Thank you, Katie. Well, it depends on the residence hall that you are residing in, but every student across campus is provided a bed, a desk chair, and a dresser. Now, if you are perchance in Rinker Hall, you will be receiving a wardrobe, and many Ocean View rooms have a closet. So either you have a closet or a wardrobe, depending upon your residence hall. In the suite style underclassmen halls, such as Johnson and Rinker, there's often a love seat and a coffee table of sorts, provided a smaller piece of university furniture provided in the common area. But if you're a transfer student in upperclassmen housing in the apartments, you will need to bring any couch or whatnot that you would like. But every student has a bed, a desk chair, and a dresser provided by the institution.
Thank you, Natalie. That's really helpful. Our next question is one that I'm sure a lot of parents are wondering. How does PBA keep students safe on campus?
That's a good question, and I get that every time. We have a full-time safety and security department of about 28 part-time and full-time officers and dispatchers. We operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Many of my officers are former and retired police officers. The officers that I have that have never been in law enforcement are of the quality that I just recently sent 2 of them to different law enforcement agencies. I didn't send them, but they went through the academy and they were hired. So some of us are parents of PBA students. I have a daughter who's a senior here. I have another officer who has an incoming freshman. And we're here to do everything from accompanying students to their dorm late at night to helping them jumpstart their car if they're having an issue with that.
Great, thank you, Wayne. Yeah, PBA students love campus safety. We are so thankful for all of their help on campus and how they protect us. Natalie, we have some great questions about people visiting other dorm rooms on campus. Several students have been asking, can I have people sleep over in my room, and can I have my boyfriend or girlfriend in my room, and what does that look like on campus?
Those are great questions. Thank you, Katie. So I'm going to address guests first. So yes, you are welcome to have guests, whether that be somebody from a different residence hall, a friend, maybe you live in Johnson and you have a friend in Baxter, or you have your best friend from home that you want to come visit. Now, we do ask whether they are a PBA student or a friend from home, that person only stay 2 nights in a row. This is a policy that we have. It is in place to protect roommates. We also ask that you notify the resident director anytime someone's going to be coming or going and staying overnight in the residence hall. This is for safety purposes, should there be, a fire drill or something like that. Should you exceed that 2-night maximum that we have, there will be a fee. You'll be fined for that. We also ask that parents, we want to keep the guest age range to that of those residing in the residence hall. So that's about 17 to 24. So we ask your guests are within that age range. So no parents cannot stay overnight in the residence hall. If you have a little sister or a little brother who wants to visit you, we do make that exception. We do ask that your siblings or cousins or family members that are minors are 12 years of age or older. In addition to that, as far as visitation is concerned, if you are in an underclassmen hall, so all of our main campus buildings, we have visitation hours. So if you're a female living in Baxter and your boyfriend in Rinker wants to come visit, he is permitted to do so Tuesday through Saturday, 7 p.m. to 11:15 p.m. So we do have set hours that the opposite gender can visit the opposite gender's room. And RAs will be checking to make sure that behavior is within the PBA policy as far as interactions with the opposite gender are concerned.
Awesome, thank you, Natalie. And just as a follow-up question, I'm sorry, I don't remember if you talked about this or not, but is there curfew in the dorms, and what does that look like?
Yes, thank you, Katie. There is curfew, so every incoming freshman will have curfew. And that will be monitored by your RA. The RA will go into the room every night to make sure that you are in your residence hall room. This is a policy that we have found is very helpful for students as they grow in their independence that's developed in college. So Sunday through Thursday, your curfew is 11:30 p.m. and then Friday and Saturday it's 1:30 a.m. Again, your RA will be going into your residence hall every evening to check to see that you are there.
Great, thank you, Natalie. And if you didn't catch all of that, that's okay. Every resident who is moving into campus for the first time will hear all that information again in your first dorm meeting. Danny, we have a great question about checking grades and GPA when it gets more into classes. A student is asking, what is the best way to check my GPA, through Canvas or through the PBA website? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. If you check it through Canvas, it would really depend on whether or not the professor enters your grades on Canvas. So if the professor has graded assignments that they're using Canvas for, and they're going to be entering those grades on Canvas, you can definitely check it there. But I mentioned earlier that it's really up to the professor's discretion how much they use Canvas. So they may decide that they really don't want to use it all that often. So then my PBA would be your your best option, because professors do have to submit midterm grades. So then even if you're not getting your grades on a weekly basis or something, you'll at least know what your midterm grades are. Not only that though, but on my PBA there is GPA projection calculator, which allows you to calculate what your grades would be, or what your GPA would be rather, based on the grades that you earned. So if you're struggling in a certain class, or maybe you have a scholarship and you need to maintain a certain GPA to keep that scholarship, you can go in and figure out, okay, if I earn a B in this class, will I still have the GPA necessary to maintain my scholarship? All of that is on my PBA. So I would honestly, I would recommend you check both, because again, it's really up to the professor's discretion how much they use Canvas.
Our next question is for health and wellness. Is there any kind of mental health care on campus, and who can access it?
We do have a counseling center, and we have 2 licensed counselors, and we also have 5 interns. So you are allowed 6 free sessions per semester, and if you need to be seen further than the 6 sessions, then you can just pay $10 for those sessions. But we certainly do have that available for all of our undergrad students on campus.
Awesome, thank you, Tina. Our next question is for financial aid. Can students still work on campus even if they don't qualify for federal work study?
Yes, there are some positions that may be posted as part-time positions that you can search for online. Some of those may be posted on PBA JobLink. Sometimes you will find on the PBA staff positions on pba.edu, there may be some part-time positions that are available as well. If those fit within your class schedule, definitely encourage you to apply and search for those positions. But to answer the question, yes, there are.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ryan. Danny, I'm going to give you a question that we would normally direct to disability services and academic support. A student is asking, are there any tutoring programs on campus, and how do I go about that?
Okay. Yes, we have a wonderful tutoring program on campus. So tutoring happens, and it's free, okay, like free for you guys, and it's from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. in the library. We have tutoring in all different sorts of subjects. You can get tutoring for Greek, psychology, biology, chemistry, all different kinds of math, lots of tutoring available. And the students that tutor have been approved and recommended by faculty members that teach those specific courses. So we know that they're good and they know what they're talking about and they know how to help you. So definitely avail yourself to that. In addition to tutoring, we also have academic coaching. So perhaps it's not that you're necessarily struggling with the content of the course, but maybe having more difficult time managing the course load, or managing extracurricular activities and the course load, or you just need somebody to keep you accountable to your academic performance. So that's what coaching is more for, and that's a 30-minute once a week session that you would have with an academic coach who will sit down with you and go through your syllabi and go through your assignments and making sure that you're completing the things that you need to be completing in a timely manner. So yeah, so we definitely offer a lot of support, and I can go ahead and answer Felix's original question, which about disability services. So if you do have a disability disability requirement or need rather, you would contact our disability services office, and the person you need to reach is Michelle Diller, and the email is academics_support@pba.edu. And you can also reach Michelle by contacting the first year office where she is located, and that's first_year@pba.edu, and she'll be able to send you all the documentation that you need. We mentioned Guidebook earlier. You can also find Michelle in Guidebook.
Great. Thank you so much, Danny. Yeah, I was just about to say, if you forget any of the people you're supposed to email or the department that you are looking for, all of that information is under Guidebook under Student Resources, and there's also a tab called Sailfish Staff. So if you're looking for a specific person, most likely they will be there as well. Natalie, we are just getting so many questions about curfew, so I just want to ask you a couple more. A student is wondering if they don't miss curfew for the first semester, are they free of it the second semester? And also, how does curfew work if you want to sign out for a weekend?
Great questions. Thank you, Katie. So curfew, yes, is for your first semester, and this is only for your first semester, barring 2 exceptions. We ask that you are in good standing with your curfew, with following the curfew rules. So if you violated numerous times and have entered our accountability system because of curfew violations, you will more than likely be placed on curfew for the following semester. Also, academic success is also a gauge of curfew for second semester. So you need to have a 2.5 GPA or higher in order to avoid being on curfew your second semester of your freshman year. In addition to that, the weekend sign out, we expect that you will be sleeping in your bed unless we are notified of otherwise. On weekends, we understand you might want to go home or visit family or go home with your roommate. So we do provide an application that will open Monday at 8 a.m. and that will close Fridays at noon. So you have an entire week to fill out this application. It's similar to the housing questionnaire that you filled out to get your room on campus. You'll be filling out an application every week if you want to sign out for the weekend, and it indicates to us what days of the weekend you're going to be gone. You have to fill out the contact information for the host, the place that you'll be going, and this is for your safety as well as our ability to track who's in the building at what times.
Great, thanks, Natalie. And again, if you didn't catch all of that, you will get all of that information at your first residence hall meeting as well. We have another question for health and wellness. This will probably be one of the last questions because we only have a few minutes left. The question is, where do I go on campus if I get sick during the school year?
Hi, that's a great question. We do have a clinic on campus, and we're located beside the bookstore. Our office is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. We do ask if you can call ahead and make an appointment because we do only have one nurse practitioner and one nurse on campus. If you're just very sick and need to come in right away, we do take walk-ins if needed for emergencies. And the charge for those visits are $15 for each visit, and we do not file insurance, so you won't need your insurance card as far as just for the visit. If you are on the school's insurance, your office visit will be $10.
Awesome, thank you, Tina. Danny, I'm going to give you our last question. The question is regarding Welcome Week. Are parents allowed at Welcome Week at any time? And also, are commuters welcome at Welcome Week?
Yeah, both parents as well as commuters are welcome at Welcome Week. We actually do have events for both groups. We welcome our parents. Mary Jacobs, so for our parents in the audience, you want to reach out to her. She's in Guidebook. And she is your parent coordinator. She heads the Parents Council on campus. And we have a great group of parents that provide support. These are past parents that are still very active in our community that help our incoming parents navigate college life with students. So you definitely want to be able to get in contact with them and be on their newsletter and their email list. But Mary provides and plans activities for parents. There's an ice cream social with the president, as well as a number of other activities that parents can participate in. And then there's always the very sad and teary send-off, where the parents are sent on their way and the students remain for the rest of Welcome Week for the rest of the activities. In terms of commuters, we divide our incoming freshmen into fish groups. And there is actually a fish group for commuters where you will meet other commuters and get to know other people that are having a similar experience to you in terms of trying to navigate college without being here all the time and wanting to be active and knowing what's happening in our community. So you'll get to meet other like commuters, and you'll get to have activities and enjoy Welcome Week with them. So yes, you're absolutely welcome. We want you to be here. Okay, so that is our time. The bell is tolling. I'm going to quickly launch a poll, just 5 questions, just to get a feel for how we did for this webinar. And if you could please quickly answer these few questions just to let us know, we'd really appreciate it. I want to say again, if you have questions that we weren't able to get to, please feel free to contact us. The panelists, their emails are right under their names. You can contact them via their emails. You can contact us via guidebook. And you can always contact our office. If you're not sure who to direct your question to specifically, contact our office. The email is first_year@pba.edu. That's FIRST_YEAR@pba.edu, and we'll be sure to direct your question to the appropriate office. Thank you so much for your time today. We look forward to seeing you at Welcome Week.